Welcome everyone to Midwest Madness Crush on them all 2. I am the host Mitch Brown, and we've got 32 of our fastest diecast monster trucks throwing down to try to put their truck in victory lane. Tim Cantwell and Bounty Hunter is undefeated and holding the flag. Can anybody take him down? We'll find out next. Kicking off the night with an awesome matchup. First, here in the near lane is Chris Walker's driving his Line X Obsession. He is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Jason Craddock, driving his Valentine's-themed El Toro Loco. Wait on the green light. And leaving off the line is slightly to Chris, but it looked like Jason Craddock and El Toro Loco came back in the end and stole that win away. Let's check the replay. And Chris does get the jump off the line up to about a half a truck length lead. Gets a little bobbled up on the downstretch there. Jason passes him in the air and gets it by a half a truck. El Toro Loco is in round 2. Deep Purple, 2 former Midwest Madness champions throwing down for a spot in round 2. First, here in the near lane is Shaggy, Matt Cheever driving Grave Digger the Legend, a 2-time Midwest Madness champion. He is set to take on Ethan Wagner out of Air Wagner Motorsports driving Wildhair. He's a 1-time champ himself. Waiting on the green light. And slightly the Wildhair up the line, but Matt Cheever came back in the end and got the win. They were neck and neck the whole way through. Let's check the replay, see what happened. Even for the most part off the line is slightly to Wildhair, but Grave Digger the Legend passes him in the air. Gets it by about a half a truck. Matt Cheever is in round 2. Coming up next, we got a battle of the prehistoric. First, here in the near lane is Caden Wilson driving Jurassic Attack out of Team Evolution. Brand new team here at Midwest Madness. He is set to take on Javon Woodrow driving Velociraptor all the way from Australia. And we're off the line going back and forth, but Javon Woodrow passes it at the line. Put Velociraptor in round 2. That was a pretty close finish. A slight lead off the line for Caden Wilson. Javon gets him back right there, even through the air, even through no man's land. Caden gets crossed up. Javon gets the win. Another good one here. First, here in the near lane is Jimmy Bones Ferguson driving his brand new Avenger. He's looking to break through for the first time here at Midwest Madness, a brand new truck, but he is set to take on the debuting Butch Cassidy Jr. in Bad Habit. This ought to be good. And Butch gets a jump off the line, but Jimmy Bones flies through no man's land and gets a clear victory. Woo! Here's an early 2000s matchup you thought you'd never see. First, here in the near lane is Mike Manford driving his brand new Sting. Built out of the MTA shop, he is set to take on Peanut driving his brand new Team Mints, representing for Tom Mintz's last year. This ought to be good. Both trucks are even off the line of slowing Team Mints, and then it is door-to-door at the finish line. That's a hard one to call. We'll be checking the replay. Sting does get the whole shot, but Team Mints is right back with him, even right there and even through the air. No man's land is the difference, giving Peanut a little bit of room to get across the line first, getting it by a quarter tire. Tough luck for Mike. Team Mints is in round 2. A classic 90s matchup and 2 former Midwest Madness champions. First, here in the near lane is Chad Legit driving Tropical Thunder. Looking to put it back in victory lane, but he is set to take on James Valencourt out of K&J Motorsports driving Liquidator. 2 former champs looking to make it 2 tonight. And they're up the last slide to James, but man, Chad Legit came back in the end and might have passed him back. Even off the line, going back and forth. That is a close race, but Chad Legit gets it. Up next, first here in the near lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion, Aaron Church, driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. He is set to take on the debuting Chris Balouk, driving the Stinger Unleashed. It's good to see Chris out here. See if he can beat a former champ in round 1. And he gets a big hole shot off the line. The Dragonoid came back in the end. Chris put the brakes on, avoiding the mud down there. What a stop he had. Let's check the replay. Great hole shot for Chris right there. Up to about a truck length lead. Dragonoid passes him back in the air. A great run by both, but this one belongs to Aaron Church. Great race. Little team rivalries brewing on this one. First, here in the near lane is Krista Roberts out of Wild West Racing driving Scarlet Bandit Calamity Jane. She is set to take on Emily Graham out of Team MTA driving Barefoot. Bragging rights are on the line. Emily gets the whole shot, but Krista passes it back and they finish door to door at the finish line. What a race. Barefoot gets the whole shot. A little crossed up there, giving Krista enough room to come back and get it by a quarter tire. The margin for error is low tonight. It's just keep on coming. First, here in the near lane, we got the three-time Midwest Madness champion, the Nature Boy, Steve Jones out of Team MTA driving his brand new Carolina Crusher. He is set to take on the always consistent Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving the Incredible Hulk. And they finish door to door at the finish line again. Man, these races are close. We'll be checking the replay again. Slightly to Steve off the line, but Kieran gets right back with him. A little bit more air for Kieran in the far lane. That cost him the race. Steve Jones gets the win. What a fun, epic matchup we have here. First, here in the near lane is Rich Wagner out of Air Wagner Motorsports driving Thunder Chicken. Still in search for his first championship, but he has to go through the one-time Midwest Madness champion, Bradley Graham out of Team MTA driving Clydesdale. This might be the last ride for both drivers in both trucks. Wait on the green line. And leaving up the line is slightly to Bradley, and they finish door to door at the finish line. Not sure what happened to No Man's Land. That looked close. And they're even off the line, going back and forth down the stretch. Across No Man's Land, Bradley gets crossed up over the bus, giving Rich Wagner enough room to barely get the win here. By a half a truck, Rich Wagner is moving on to round two. Up next, we got a battle of the Ford Oval. First, here in the near lane is Connor Legit returning to the circuit tonight in Thrasher. He is set to take on Sawyer Ramsdale driving Sudden Impact out of Team Evolution. Sawyer looked great last month. Waiting on the green line. And even off the line, going back and forth. Woo, that was close. Another close one, ladies and gentlemen. Sawyer gets into the mud. That is hard to call. We can't get a photo finish on it. It was a draw. Rerunning the race. And the result of a draw, both trucks are back up at the starting line. Sawyer's now in the near lane. Connor Legit's over there in the far lane. Waiting on the green line. And Sawyer gets a jump off the line, but Connor Legit passes him back in No Man's Land. Barely picking up the win in this one, I think. We'll check the replay to confirm. Perfect run by both drivers, but Connor Legit gets this one. Thrasher is in round two. Coming up next, this one has 2002 vibes written all over it. First, here in the near lane is Hunter Craddock driving his Valentine's-themed Bulldozer. He is set to take on the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year and the four-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving the 20th anniversary Gravedigger. And he gets to jump off the line, but Hunter comes back in the end strong, getting UJ over the bus. Gravedigger early, Bulldozer late. Right there in No Man's Land. Ooh, that's close. Can't call it. Wow, another draw. Back up to the starting line we go. Alrighty, Nugget and Gravedigger's now in the near lane. Hunter Craddock and Bulldozer's over there in the far lane. And moving off the line this time, going back and forth, but it looked like Hunter came back in the end and got across the line first. Even right there, but in the air and across No Man's Land, Hunter Craddock and Bulldozer picks up the win. Alrighty, a family feud on this one. First, here in the near lane is Devin Treat out of Team Evolution driving Metal Health. He is set to take on his girlfriend, Carrie Monahan, making her Midwest Madness debut in Wildflower. Bragging rights are on the line. And leaving up the line is slightly to Carrie, and she gets a clear victory, blowing the doors off Metal Health. What a shocker. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is Spooky driving the Mystery Machine, making his return to the circuit here tonight. He is set to take on the consistent Mike Council driving the WCW Nitro machine. He has looked good the last couple months. And they're moving up the line, going back and forth, but the mystery machine gets the win, attempting a backflip in the process. That was close. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is the gunslinger Roland Cantwell out of Wild West Racing driving Iron Outlaw. Staged and ready to go, set to take on the returning Walker Stevens driving Son of a Digger. Spot in round 2 awaits the winner. And Roland gets to jump off the line, but Walker came back in no man's land. Clean run for both, but it looked like Walker may have got that. Roland gets a nice jump off the line, smooth run by both, but Walker gets that one. Wow. We are set to close out the first round. First, here in the near lane is Violet Craddock driving her pink-themed Mercury Monster Mutt. A wicked looking ride there. She has her hands full because she's set to take on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, the Cowboy from Hell, Tim Cantwell driving his brand new undefeated Bounty Hunter. Waiting on the green light. And Tim gets a jump off the line, but Violet may have came back in the end and tied him up. That is going to come down to a photo finish. What an awesome race that was. Both trucks get off the line at about the same time. Tim Cantwell starts to pick up a lead. Violet starts to come back in no man's land, and they finish door to door at the finish line. We are being told Tim Cantwell gets it by about a quarter tire, and he is taking Bounty Hunter in round 2, still undefeated. We'll be back after the break. And we're set to kick off the second round with an awesome matchup. First, here in the near lane is Jason Craddock driving his Valentine's-themed El Toro Loco, the one-time champ. He is set to take on Shaggy Matt Cheever driving Gravedigger the Legend, a two-time champ himself. And they're moving up the line, going back and forth, and they finish door to door at the finish line. Wow, that was an even race. Jason gets a little crossed up at the end of the downstretch, rolls the truck, and Matt Cheever gets this one by a quarter tire. Gravedigger the Legends in round 3. Coming up next. First, here in the near lane is Jimmy Bones Ferguson driving his brand new Avenger. He looked great back in round 1, but he is set to take on Javon Woodrow, all the way from Australia, driving Velociraptor. He runs Backyard Jam on YouTube. They just hit 500 subscribers. Congratulations to them. Waiting on the green line. And Javon gets a jump off the line, but Jimmy Bones flies across no man's land. Basically cleared the whole thing and picked up the victory. Great run. Up next, first here in the near lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion Chad Legit driving Tropical Thunder. He is set to take on Peanut driving the all-new Team Mintz, representing for Tom Mintz's last year. He's got his hands full here in round 2. And they're moving up the line, a slightly to Team Mintz, but it looked like Chad Legit might have come back there at the finish line. Both trucks get off the line at about the same time. Team Mintz got crossed up. Chad Legit picked up the win. Another awesome matchup here. First, here in the near lane is Calamity Jane. Krista Roberts out of Wild West Racing driving Scarlet Bandit. She is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Aaron Church driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. Both drivers look great back in round 1. And they're even off the line, but wow, Krista Roberts flips over bad in no man's land. A clear victory for Aaron Church. What a wild crash. Both trucks look like they get off the line at about the same time. Krista starts to get a little cattywampus at the end of the downstretch and shoots the truck sideways, lands on the sidewall, and rolls it over. We're heading down to the track. The Midwest Madness track crew is down there to flip over Krista Roberts and Scarlet Bandit. We're being told she's okay. That is not the result she was looking for here tonight. But Scarlet Bandit will be back. Tough luck. Here's a rare matchup. I don't know if these two have ever faced each other. First, here in the near lane is the 2023 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year and the three-time Midwest Madness champion, the Nature Boy, Steve Jones, driving Carolina Crusher, his new ride. He is set to take on Rich Wagner out of Air Wagner Motorsports, driving Thunder Chicken. Classic 90s matchup here. And they're even up the line to slave to Steve Jones, and Steve got across the line first. Rich was right there with him, but he couldn't take down Steve Jones' new Carolina Crusher. The Nature Boy is moving on to round 3. Here we go, another good one. First, here in the near lane is Connor Legit driving Thrasher, who has looked great all night long. He is set to take on the always consistent Hunter Craddock driving his Valentine's-themed Bulldozer. This should be a great race here. Wait on the green light. And they're even up the line, going back and forth. Bulldozer plows into the wall, down there. But did he get the victory? That was close. Both drivers get off the line at about the same time. Neither truck gets out of shape. Across no man's land they go. A tough bounce for Connor Legit, but I think he still got across the line first. He did, picking up the win barely over Bulldozer. Bulldozer takes out the wall of cars. What a race. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is the Midwest Madness newcomer, Carrie Monahan driving Wildflower. She got a little muddy last race, but she's set to take on Spooky driving the Mystery Machine. An always consistent driver here on Midwest. And he gets a big hole shot here, but gets crossed up in no man's land. And Carrie Monahan passes them back, and I think picked up the victory. Let's see what happened there. Ooh, Mystery Machine stuffed it in no man's land. And that was all Carrie needed, picking up a big upset. Alrighty, we are set to close out the second round with a wild matchup. First, here in the near lane is the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Tim Cantwell, the cowboy from hell and the undefeated bounty hunter. He is staged ready to go looking for a little redemption. Taking on Walker Stevens driving Son of a Digger, who took down Tim's teammate last round. Wait on the green light. And they're even off the line, back and forth. What a race. Both trucks are lightning fast. That is hard to call. Both trucks are even off the line. Looked like Walker got a little crossed up, but gathered it back so well. Both trucks crossed the finish line at about the same time. Let's take another look at it. We are being told Tim Cantwell and Bounty Hunter picks up the win by a quarter tire, keeping the flag on the back and still undefeated. We'll be back after the break. Everyone, be sure to get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube page and check them out. They're the reason we exist. But coming up first to kick off round 3 is Jimmy Bones Ferguson driving his brand new Avenger. He has been lights out good all night long, but he is set to take on the 2-time Midwest Madness champion, Shaggy Matt Cheever driving Gravedigger legend, Grimace. And they're even up the line, but Avenger pulls ahead and gets a clear victory. How about a trucker? Unbelievable. Jimmy Bones moving on. Two former Midwest Madness champions inching closer to a second championship. First, here in the near lane is Chad Legit driving Tropical Thunder. He is staged and ready to go, set to take on Aaron Church over there in the blue lane driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. He's going to the semifinals. And leaving off the line, but Dragonoid pulls ahead and gets by the Chad Legit got crossed up in no man's land. That's all it took. Here we go, a classic Chevy versus Ford matchup. First here in the near lane is the Nature Boys. Steve Jones out of Team MTA, driving Carolina Crushers, a 3-time champion and the driver of the year last year. He is set to take on Connor Legit over there in the far lane, driving Thrasher, who has looked great all night long. He's got a big task here, though. And Connor gets a jump off the line and holds Steve all the way to the end. What an upset. Connor Legit is moving on to the semifinals. We are set to close out the third round. First, here in the near lane is the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, the Cowboy from Hell, Tim Cantwell, driving his new undefeated Bounty Hunter. He is set to take on the Midwest Madness newcomer, Carrie Monahan, driving Wildflower. She's looked great all night long. And Tim gets a jump off the line. He may have held it all the way through. Wildflower off the line around. Check the replay. What a hole shot for the Bounty Hunter. Immediately gets off the line first up to about a truck length lead, but Wildflower settles down nicely in no man's land and made that close. Great run by both, but Tim Cantwell picks up the win by a quarter tire and is taking Bounty Hunter into the semifinals, still undefeated. We'll be back after the break. Everyone get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube page to check out the amazing content, but we're set to kick off the semifinals. First, here in the near lane is Jimmy Bones Ferguson driving his brand new Avenger. He is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Aaron Church driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. Both drivers have looked undeniable all night long. And they're even up the line going back and forth, and they cross the line door to door. That might be the closest race I've seen all night long. That is about as close as it gets. Both drivers get off the line at the same time, even there, even through the air, even across no man's land, and even across the finish line. We are being told that one is another draw. Let's check it again. Unbelievable job by both drivers. We're going to rerun the race. The Dragonoid is now in the near lane. Avenger is over there in the far lane. A new lane for both drivers. Let's see how that works out for both of them. Waiting on the green light. Great run by both drivers. Both trucks are so evenly matched. Avenger gets the jump off the line. Dragonoid's trying to chase him down. Both trucks have a great run. But Jimmy Bones Ferguson is moving on to the finals for the first time at Midwest Madness. Racing. We're set to close out the semifinals with the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Tim Cantwell, the Cowboy from Hell, out of Wild West Racing, driving his brand new undefeated Bounty Hunter. But he's set to take on Connor Legit, driving Thrasher, who's been looking really good tonight. And Tim gets a jump off the line. Both trucks have a fantastic run. Neither one gets out of shape. They cross the line fast. Check the replay. And the champ gets the whole shot, but Connor's right there with him. Even in the jump, Connor starts to come back across no man's lane, gets a little too much air across the bus. And that's what Tim needed. Barely picks up the win by a quarter tire, putting Bounty Hunter back in the finals. Still undefeated. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. We started with 32 trucks, and we have worked our way down to 2. First, here in the near lane is the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Tim Cantwell, the Cowboy from Hell out of Wild West Racing, driving his undefeated Bounty Hunter. Looking to make it 10-0 here at Midwest Madness, but he is set to take on Jimmy Bones Ferguson, driving his brand new Avenger. who's looked undeniable all night long. He has a tough task here in the finals. Jimmy gets off the line first, and Tim's trying to chase him down. That was close, but I'm not sure if Tim got it. Jimmy Bones might have just broken through. Unbelievable. Let's check the replay. And both trucks get off the line at about the same time. Jimmy starts to pick up a lead shockingly across no man's land. Tim got bobbled up a little bit, and that gave enough room for Jimmy Bones Ferguson to pick up his first win here at Midwest Madness, becoming the new Midwest Madness champion. Unbelievable. What a night of racing. What a night. Thank you everyone so much for coming out and watching Midwest Madness crush on them all too. I've been your host, Mitch Brown. A big congratulations goes out to Jimmy Bones Ferguson, an Avenger, finally breaking through here on the circuit and claiming your first championship. We'll see everybody late March for Monsters in Space. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate everyone. Thank you. Also, get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube page and check them out. They have their biggest show of the year coming out at the end of March, Monster Mania 5. We'll see everybody in March. Thank you.